Hello, everybody. Love and light. There was an incident that happened many years ago. Now, there were several incidents, but this is like a diary page from my strange and paranormal life. Okay, it starts off with me being much older now. I would say around about 16. And I'm just really exploring girls, and all these little male hormones are flying everywhere. And I met this girl, Heidi. Oh wow. She was absolutely beautiful. Well, to a young boy, every girl is absolutely beautiful. Well, I remember meeting up with her, and I used to take the train from Templemeads to Barry. That's where she lived, and we would spend, one day a week. And it used to be a lovely occasion, and never used to get anywhere, as much as I tried. A kiss and a hold of hands, but like every sort of early love encounters, they're the one, aren't they? Right. Well, I remember one day we went to Barry Island Pleasure Park, and it was quite a busy day. And there was children playing, and there was families all together. The sound was almost deafening of people just having a good time. Fantastic. Well, up to this point, I never told anybody still about my spiritual side. So I always kept that together and always kept it under wraps, because it's not the easiest thing to come out with. I see people, you have an older weird lady standing next to you grinning at me. These sort of things are not the norm, especially when you're trying to blossom a romance. So I never used to tell anybody about anything. Well, me and Heidi, we were having a good time. We just got off the log flume, and I was soaking wet, but hey, it didn't matter. I was on best boyfriend patrol, so I was on, trying to win her the greatest cuddly toy, as many cuddly toys on the shooting game. Oh wow, I did everything to impress this girl. Now I always remember we was by this little, it was like a pop-up event, and it was like where you got to throw rings over like ducks, and you, whatever the prize is underneath the duck is what you would win. So I was on there trying to win her as many things as I possibly can. I was actually hoping, to be honest with you, to win the £20 that was under there, because up to this point I didn't have any more money to get back to Bristol, so it would have been a long walk. Well, I remember with her, I just won this, I think it was like a pink teddy bear, only like a little teddy bear, and I won it for her, and she was all excited, and I was feeling all macho, and yeah, look what I done, yeah. And then I got caught up in the moment of this happiness, and I looked around, and there was this little girl standing there, and she had this red balloon. She's just standing there next to her mum. Now, I didn't think anything of it, because I see people all the time. But I generally thought that this was a normal little child. And I said, "Oh, Heidi, look. Oh, isn't she cute?" And she looked at me, and it was that moment where the cat has been let out the bag, and Oh no, am I going to retract this? You knew that whatever you just said was the wrong thing to say. So I said, yeah, cute little girl, trying to reassure myself that somebody else could see it. And she said, what little girl? And the look on her face was like, what? What are you talking about? I said, you know, that little girl there, you know, with the little balloon, holding her mum's hand. She says, are you all right? In a Welsh accent. I can't do that. I'm not going to try. So I knew then, as soon as I said it, and the reaction and her appearance on her face was, okay, I think I'm with a stalker or a weirdo. She went far off, wrong. But I looked at her and I said, oh, I'm only joking. And she went, no, wait. You were serious. What are you talking about? She said, I'm not going out with anybody who takes drugs. I said, I'm not on drugs. I'm not on drugs. But you can't see her there? She went, no. And with that, she looked at me really strange. She said, I gotta go now. And she left. Now, a few weeks later, I'm still a little bit sore and very embarrassed that I slipped up. I saw her, because up to this point I did really well, because from the ages of sort of 5 onwards, up to this point, I said nobody really knew about my spiritual side, or that I see and hear people that's not there to other people's eyes. So it's not a thing that you could openly come out with. Not without the men in the white coats coming to pick you up. Again. So it was a few weeks later, I had a phone call. And it was Heidi. Yeah, phone call. That's when, for you young ones, that's where the phone and you got a dial. Sometimes you couldn't have pop buttons that you press, but generally it was a dial, a number. Ask your grandmother to tell you about them. But I had a phone call, and it was Heidi, and she said, I'm sorry about that. I got something I need to tell you. I said, okay, what is it? She said, well, you described that little girl. I went, yeah. You definitely saw a little girl there. And I said, yeah, I saw a little girl there, but, you know, I'm sorry if that freaked you out. You know, this is a part of me. I can't help it, and I don't understand it, but, yeah, I see things. And she said, can you describe her? So I described her. As much detail as I possibly can. And then she put the phone down. Oh no, what have I said now? Then half an hour later, the phone rang again, and it was Heidi. I'm sorry. Okay, what are you sorry about? I apologise for saying something that I shouldn't have said. She said, no, that little girl you described was my sister. Yes. Apparently, her little sister passed away several years prior to meningitis, and she was there at Barry Island Pleasure Park trying to get into the fun action, but it kind of freaked her out a little bit. But yeah, true story. One of my many weird encounters. Needless to say, I still never got anywhere with Heidi. She still thought I was a little bit too freaky for her comfort. So we parted on amicable ways. But yeah, it just goes to show you that like spirit folk, they will turn up and they will be in the most oddest of places just to let you know that they're still around you. And this was another little reference to reinforce that a sibling's love is something very potent, it's very strong about brothers and sisters, or sisters. It's something very powerful that outlasts sometimes even a mother's love for a child. There's something very unique about that. And this was one of those occasions where I wish it turned out better, but it was one of them situations that needed to come out. And now, Heidi, wherever you are, you know that your sister is with you, and that wherever you go in life, she's right there beside you, which is kind of lovely. But anyway, that was it. It was just a short encounter, but quite a powerful one. There's quite a beautiful message behind it. Anyway, love and light to you. I'll see you later. Bye bye.